Helljumpers, Chapter 4, Part 2. The group headed off to the temporary dining room, finding Twilight sitting at the table with a half-empty coffee pot in her hooves.
Don't judge me. Without it, I'd be a wreck.
Just leave some for us. Not like we're gonna get going without the stuff, Wood said. Except maybe Tyler, but he's an exception. Shut up, cunt. I'm not doing shit without coffee, Tyler responded. Don't know about you guys, but I am getting breakfast. At that, everyone started eating their rations in relative silence, until Mac broke it. Twilight, you should tell them. They're gonna find out soon enough. Twilight was getting a few curious glances, Scootaloo not really being amongst them as she already guessed what this was about.
You're right. Okay, so yesterday me and Mac had a talk and...
Tyler cut off Twilight mid-sentence. Did you two finally hook up? Before he could react, Twilight had him hanging upside down in her telekinesis.
Can you just shut up for a moment? Thank you very much.
After that, she released her grip on Tyler, who smacked into the ground. Still too early for this crap, he groaned.
So, like I was trying to say, after Mac and I had a talk, I decided I wanted to help with the fighting.
Lucy nearly choked on her breakfast the moment Twilight said fighting.
You want to fight? And what? Okay, what about Scootaloo? You can't leave her. She's not. I'm coming along for the ride,
Scootaloo said.
Like you said yesterday, Twilight, if the Covenant finds the Equus, the planet won't last a day. I don't really want to go out there, but I'm not just gonna sit still while everyone I know is unknowingly in danger, so, in short, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not. Scootaloo, you're only 15 years old!
Twilight almost shouted back.
You can't just go off to war. Actually, I can. Equus has 380-day years, and humans only have 365 days. So, in human years, I'm already 16, meaning that I can apply for the Marines here.
Scootaloo stated matter-of-factly. She's right, Twilight. If you get permission from Command to participate in the fighting, she'll also be allowed to go, Mac confirmed. Wait, so we're gonna be holding a kind of boot camp for the both of them? Tyler asked, to which Mac nodded. Oh, sweet!
So, are you two up for it too?
Lucy asked the ponies, to which Twilight glanced at Scootaloo, seeing that she wasn't gonna back down. So she sighed and responded.
Alright, we're in.
7 days later.
This is the fucking worst!
Twilight groaned while lying in her bunk bed. The last week, the ODSTs had been meticulously drilling her and Scootaloo. Everything from running to strength training had been covered. Tyler even set up an assault course modified for ponies in the hangar bay. To say every muscle in her body ached was a massive understatement. Also, being tired didn't help either, since she spent all of her free time learning about various topics like Slipspace and astrophysics. Scootaloo, on the other hoof, had appeared to have thoroughly enjoyed herself, saying that she already did a similar training regimen with Rainbow Dash. Needless to say, if Twilight ever got her hooves on the Rainbow Mane pony, there would be Tartarus to pay for dragging a filly through a training schedule like this one. Suck it up, Twilight. Every soldier has gone through this, so if you want to be part of the military, you'll have to finish it too, Max stated as he came walking through the door with 2 packages under his arm. No training for today. The crew is going to be defrosted for our arrival at Reach, so I got you two a present to make sure that the crew identifies you two as friendlies, in the event that you run into them, he added before tossing both their packages to either pony. Quickly opening up the packages, the 2 ponies found a tight-fitting dark gray bodysuit with a name tag and UNSC logo in either package.
Awesome! But why would we need them? I mean, aren't we staying in Medical Sarge?
Nope. We're going to get front row seats exiting Slipspace at Reach, so we'll be present on the bridge. Meaning, the bridge crew is going to see you for the first time. They already heard about you two over the radio when we were on the Pelican, but they have no clue how you two look like. Scootaloo, accepting the explanation, started putting on her suit. A few minutes of struggling later, both she and Twilight stood clothed in the suits.
I don't think I'll ever understand how Rarity can find wearing clothes comfortable,
Scootaloo said as she fiddled with the suit.
You'll get used to it after a while,
Twilight assured Scootaloo before turning to Mac, who had been waiting.
So, when are we dropping out of Slipspace?
In 15 minutes, but the captain wants us on the bridge before that, Mac answered. The others are already up there, so let's not keep them waiting for us. A few minutes of walking and an elevator ride later, the group arrived onto the bridge. Initially, no one seemed to notice the new arrivals as they were busy preparing for the arrival at Reach, but as the two ponies got further in the room, it started to fall silent. "Miss Sparkle, it's a pleasure to meet you," a low-pitched voice said from the front room, breaking the silence. Twilight and Scootaloo looked over at the source of the voice, finding a tall man wearing a naval uniform, with captain stripes on his shoulders.
Pleasure's all mine, sir.
She and Scootaloo both responded with the salute Tyler had taught them. "At ease, Twilight. I just wanted to ask you and Scootaloo here some questions," the captain said as he motioned for Twilight and Scootaloo to come over to the side with him. With the entire room now slowly getting back to work, and Twilight and Scootaloo in conversation with the captain, Max stepped back to his squad. "Those two are really quite something, aren't they?"
If by something you mean that they ran the equivalent of a Hell Week, then yeah, they're quite something,"
Lucy responded.
"With proper training of the usage of firearms, I sure as hell wouldn't mind if those two were beside me on the battlefield."
"Well, if Command approves of their request to fight alongside us, that might actually be something that becomes a reality," Tyler added, which, with this kind of performance, isn't out of the question. Any further conversation was cut off as one of the bridge officers called out.
1 minute to Slipspace exit.
Twilight and Scootaloo coming over to stand with the other ODSTs, a few moments later the same officer called out again.
Slipspace exit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As the officer reached 0, the blackness of Slipspace gave way to the star-filled real space.
Slipspace transition to real space successful, Captain.
"Good. Nav, what's our location?" the captain asked another officer.
The drift shot us quite far in the system. We're only half a standard AU from Reach,
she responded.
10 minutes to visual range.
The following 10 minutes passed in relative silence as the stalwart Dawn approached humanity's main military bastion other than Earth. "Magnify the planet on the main screen, please," the captain breaking the silence with his order, and a planet appeared shortly after on the main view screen. "Welcome to Reach."